You've made your list. I've checked it twice. Here's what you put on your Christmas wish list for this year. Let's get into it. Before we jump into a couple of things, 2025 is going to be a big year. I'll do a bit of a roundup closer to New Year's like I usually do. But like I said, big year. I've got some merch coming out soon, some tees, some hats. It's going to be absolutely crazy. They're going to be sick. They're going to be really sick. You guys love the hoodies. So we're going to sort of do the same sort of design, but in different forms. So that's going to be amazing. But the most important thing, or that I wanted to bring up, was that we hit 10,000 subscribers. And that is a Christmas miracle. And I'm just so overjoyed with all of your support. And I love each and every single one of you. I haven't been able to wipe the smile off my face since we hit that magical mark. And just knowing that there's 10,000 people that like what I'm doing is absolutely nuts. And it's just going to get bigger. I've got lots of goals for 2025. And with you guys behind me on this journey, we're going to take this channel, because this is a community, to the absolute moon and back. Now, wish lists. Let's get into it. So over on Instagram and on Facebook, on my pages over there, I asked you guys, what is on your Collingwood Christmas wish list for 2025? Now, obviously there were a lot of premierships. We won the cup, we won our 17th flag, and 1,000%. That is also on my Christmas Collingwood wish list as well. But I wanted to go over a few that piqued my interest, and we'll talk about them. So the first one comes from King Will Hayes. He says Will Hayes' debut game. And I know recently I said that, you know, if any of the guys were going to debut first, it'll probably be like Cochrane or West if we need that big forward. I think Will Hayes, I think he could be maybe a sneaky chance later on in the season, or if there's some sort of injury to our smaller forwards. But I do like what Will Hayes has brought to training. He's quick, he's agile, knows how to find the ball. So I do think, you know, we've said it before, working in tandem with Bobby would be absolutely incredible. A debut game would be absolutely huge. But obviously this fan account wants Will Hayes to debut this year. And look, I hope he does for your sake, and you get to tick that off your Christmas wish list. The second one comes from not_Rolex, and she says, Reef turns out to be the missing link in our backline, and Illaroo debuts as second ruck. Both of these things I would absolutely love, and they're really good to be on a Christmas wish list. Now, Reef, we've talked about Reef in probably every single video that I've done since I've come back from Europe and done preseason training and stuff like that. I feel like Reef is the missing link, and he will be in our opening round. And he's gone past Billy Frampton, he's gone past Charlie Dean for a first-time defender, which is absolutely nuts. And I do hope that he is that Nathan Murphy replacement that we needed in 2024 that we just couldn't get. Now, Illaroo debuts would be insane as well. But if you watch my interview with him, he's such a hard-working kid, great head on his shoulders, and he knows exactly what he wants. So could we see him debut? You know, is he going to go past a Mason Cox? It won't be a Darcy Cameron that he goes past, but does he go past a Mason Cox in the side? Maybe if we need that sort of youth and that invigoration in the ruck role, I would love for Illaroo to debut. Not because I interviewed him, but because I think he'd be great in the side. He's still only, I think he's only 9. I don't even think he's 20 yet. I still think he's 19. Young anyway. And we know that ruckmans take a little bit longer, but this is his first full preseason, because remember, he came from the mid-season draft. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Keep a very close eye on him in the VFL, but that's a good one on the Christmas wish list. Ned.Cassidy, on his Christmas wish list, as a couple, he says Ed Allen to ignite with Dacos. And we talked about Ed Allen and how he's going to be one of those guys that are just not even knocking on the door. He's going to be smashing that door down to play senior football. Big body, big frame, great footballer. We saw what he could do last season when he played Melbourne in that last game. And the senior players are going to start looking behind them for these younger kids that are just going to start pushing up. Remember that I'm saying that 2025 is going to be like 2010, the passing of the baton. And then Ned says, Checkers and D-Mac to kick 45 plus. Give me a season, and this is a great one on the wish list, give me a season where we have two big key forwards kicking, not even 45, just 40 plus goals each. It would be absolutely incredible. We've been missing out on that. And I know we've won a premiership without those big key forwards, but, you know, it would be nice to not rely on the big key forwards, but it would be nice to have these big key forwards helping out the small forwards and just being an absolute just unit. Our forward line is so dynamic, and I posted a video the other day about our forward line. So it's going to be a very dynamic forward line with Dacos on my mind. Checkers, McStay, Membry, Cox, Cameron, whatever that sort of three-pronged attack or big attack looks like, it's going to cause headaches for defenders around the league. Aidan Cuppen says them beating Hawthorn, so Collingwood beating Hawthorn. We know that Hawthorn have been a thorn. Hawthorn have been a hawthorn in our sides. I'm so funny. Hawthorn have been a thorn in our sides for so long. And that game last season just didn't do us justice. You know, going down by, what was it, over 60 points. I know we were, riddled with injuries, and but it wasn't even just that. We were just playing absolutely shithouse. And we let Hawthorn walk all over us and absolutely embarrass us. That cannot happen again in 2025. So if any, I'd love to win a Premiership Cup, and that's definitely what I want in 2025. Beating Hawthorn after that embarrassment and after what Ginnivan did, that's just, we need to do that. So I love that Aiden has suggested that this is on his Christmas wish list. Teresa Jade, she says she's got a couple of things. The cup, no major injuries. So no major injuries was on a lot of people's wish lists, and you definitely want that. Touch wood, there's no major injuries next season. The young to be given plenty of opportunity. We talked about sort of Ed Allen, Smith, Hayes, Cochrane, all these sort of players. But the biggest one that Teresa wrote down is shooter to explode and prove the haters wrong. Now, in my previous video, we did talk about Lockie Schultz, what he brought to the table. He was our second leading goal kicker for the year. I think he's fully settled into Collingwood, fully settled back into Melbourne, and the media being the media storm that it is, giving away the first round pick. I think he's due for an explosion next year. Remember, he is playing that different role to what he fully played at Fremantle. He's playing that overtly defensive forward role. Is there 30 goals in him? I think so. I really do think so. But again, that dynamic forward line, we don't have to rely on these smaller forwards to kick 30, 35, 40 goals because everyone else can sort of pitch in. Just look at the Swoop squad back in 2018 and how we nearly won a premiership because of that. But, I think Schultz to kick 25 plus, I think that's a win. But I want to see him average, take me to, 2 to 3 tackles a game. Give me that absolute insane pressure that him and Bo McCreary working in tandem are going to bring. So that's a good one to have on your Christmas wish list. So a couple from Facebook now. So Margaret Jones says, Jordan De Goey to play every round. And I think that's on everyone's wish list because we are a better team when Jordan De Goey plays. And not even if he's just playing fully in the midfield. I would love a 70-30 split. Give me 70% of Jordan in the midfield because he's explosive, he looks lean, he's going to be really good there. But I also want to see him dominate in that forward line because there's not a lot of defenders in the league that are sort of positioned enough to go with him. When he's on fire, he's on fire. And again, I keep pointing to 2018. Look at 2018, what he did when he was just a forward. Now he's got that midfield in his belt. If he can push forward, kick, if we need him to, kick 2 goals a game. Instead of switching Jeremy Howe up forward, you switch Jordan De Goey up forward, and he gives you that burst. He gives you that 1, 2, or 3 goals that you really, really need. So if we could get Jordan De Goey playing every single game, that is Santa. I'll believe that Santa is real if Jordan De Goey can play every single game in 2025. Beck Key says Dacos to win the Brownlow. I can't believe that he hasn't won a Brownlow yet. He should be a 2-time Brownlow medalist before the age of 22. So it's ridiculous that he hasn't won a Brownlow yet. Could 2025 be the year? He's only going to get better. He plays in the midfield now, so the umpires are seeing him. We know that it's a midfield medal. Can he, steal votes from his teammates or in losing games like Cripps was doing, like Lachie Neale was doing, which would be really, really interesting. So can he back it up for a third year in a row to finish in that top, let's just say top 5? I think he can because he is a generational player. He hasn't even hit his peak yet. Remember, his peak or the footballer's peak is like 25 to 27. He's still got years to go. I'm so excited. That's a good one to have on the wish list. And the last one from Teresa Priddle, which I absolutely love, and this is, Premiership's obviously top, this is second, for the team to play with the same sparkle and belief as 2023. We saw in 2024 when we dropped a couple of games, players were dropping their heads, players weren't running, weren't chasing, missed tackles. It just looked like Teresa said, that spark was just gone. And we need that Collingwood spark. And the Magpie Army needs that spark, but we also need to give the spark to the team out there. They always say we're the 19th man, and we didn't provide at times. I know they didn't provide, but we didn't provide at times either. So if we can find that sparkle, that fun, which from preseason, it looks like we have, we will go a long, long way in 2025. So I love that Teresa had said this, and now this is near the top of my Christmas wish list as well. But anyway, guys, this has been your Christmas wish list. Let me know in the comments down below what else you want to put on your Collingwood Christmas wish list. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers, happy holidays if I don't put out a video before Christmas. Happy Hanukkah because that falls onto Christmas. And just Merry Christmas to you guys. And if you don't celebrate, enjoy the holidays. Eat a lot, be merry, be bright. But also, a very important sort of note, it's okay to not be okay during the holiday period. I know that it gets really hard. Like, I've been going through a couple of things these last couple of days as well. So I know that it's okay not to be merry. It's okay not to be bright. Talk to someone if you need to. Don't feel like you're a burden. Don't feel like you're unlovable, because you are loved. I love you. We'll get through this holiday period together. We'll come through it. We'll be smiling by the end of it. I promise you. Double shackers. I'll swoop you later. Mwah.